Hello everybody, Serena Byer here, also known as KC Hoop Girl. I am a hula hoop dance artist and entertainer, and I teach hula hoop fitness classes in Kansas City. You know, today I really want to talk about two things. One is some misconceptions about hula hooping, and two is about hula hoops. If you're thinking about starting to hula hoop, it's really important to get the right size hoop for your body size and your skill level. And that really leads me to the first misconception about hula hooping, and that is so many people come to me and say, I've never been able to hula hoop. And I know in 5 minutes, I'm gonna see a big smile on their face when I give them one of my custom beginner hoops. But the reason they think that is because most of the time they tried to hoop with probably a child's hoop or a Walmart, Target, box store hoop. Those hoops are typically made for kids. They're at the most 35-inch diameters, and they're too light and too fast for most adults, and an adult can't move fast enough to keep the hoop up. I'm gonna show you a variety of hoops, and I'll go over each one of them for just a minute so that hopefully if you decide to hula hoop and want to invest in one, you get the right one. And by the way, I sell hoops. I have a boatload of hoops if you ever want to purchase one and hoop at home. If you come to my classes, the hoops are included, and I've got every size of diameter from 30 inches to 55 inches, what I call my cruise ship, at the class. So if you're at class, you can change it around, switch it around, experiment, test drive these hoops. So if you do buy one, then you know you're getting the right one. Now I'm gonna show you just a batch of hoops. I'll pick some up and kind of just compare. The two things that you need to know about a hula hoop is the diameter and the tubing thickness. And then maybe the material, you know, if you want to kind of get into it, knowing the kind of material is good too. But here's a batch of hoops right here. It doesn't reflect all the kinds of hoops that are out there, but these are, you know, ones to know about if you're just starting to learn about hula hooping. Now, here's the other common misconception about hula hooping is everybody talks about an exercise hoop. Well, they're all exercise hoops if you want them to be, but in the biz, a true exercise hoop starts at about 2.5 pounds and goes up from there. It's mostly designed for core work. You can walk a little bit, you know, while you're using an exercise hoop. The thickness of the tubing is fuller, thicker. I've got one here, and this is actually an upgraded one. It's a collapsible one. And by the way, you'll pay, what you pay for in hooping are the upgrades, whether it's collapsible, has grip tape, dual swivel connections, how much grip tape, things like that. But each one of these colored sections comes apart. There's a little button that, I'm looking for the button. There's a little button that you push somewhere along here. If I turn it enough, I'll find it. And when you do, they simply snap apart. You could, well, there's the button, I think. They snap apart and you can put them in a suitcase. Now, let me spin this so you can get an idea. This is a 39-inch diameter exercise hoop. It's 2.5 pounds. It's so heavy. Gosh, I'll talk about dance hoops in a minute, which is what I use. But this is you know, it's a good hoop, I suppose, if you want to waist hoop and watch the game. You know, if you love to dance or you want to listen to music and move to the beat, though, you got to focus on this, and you've really got to hold your core. You know, that's what's great about hooping. It's really subjective, and you make it your own. So if you enjoy a heavy exercise hoop, and like I said, they start at 2.5 pounds, and you're not looking for a total body workout, then that's your hoop. And if you want to pay a little bit more for it, then you can get the collapsible version. Now, next to the exercise hoop, the next one that I would recommend for a beginner is a PSI hoop, a 100 PSI hoop. I've got a couple of them here. I've got a 44-inch diameter, and I've got a 38-inch diameter. Here we go. You see? Now, these are both upgraded hoops, and in fact, this particular hoop is the Cadillac of PSI hoops. Why? Because it's got two grip tapes. You've got that little yellow grip tape there, and this green-blue grip tape right here. Plus, you have the sparkle yellow tape and the holographic tape. But what really makes this unique is the dual swivel connections that allow the hoop to collapse and fold down and fit in a suitcase for travel. I'll demonstrate. The two swivel connections come in and create a figure 8. And then you simply reach up to the top and pull it down like so. Tie it with a ribbon and you're ready to go. I always like to say, don't leave home without 2 of them. Because when you're hula hooping, somebody's gonna wanna hula hoop with you. Another benefit of hula hooping, there are so many benefits, but that's another one. You will make friends. Just so you know, hula hooping, when you're waist hooping, you're using 30 core muscles. It's low impact. It's an affordable, that's my timer. I'm trying to keep myself at about 15 minutes. I'm gonna rewind for another 10, if you can handle me that long. It's an affordable form of fitness. You buy a hoop, it'll last you for years. It's a go anywhere, everywhere form of fitness. You never have to miss a workout. Even if the weather's bad, you only need 4 feet of space to hula hoop. And so you can hoop indoors, move a couple lamps, and of course when it's beautiful outside, you can hoop out in the park. You know, I can just go on and on. When you start engaging your arms and learning to hoop dance, then it becomes a total body workout. And I'll explain more about that in a minute. Now, back to the PSIs. The thing you need to know in general about hooping is the bigger, this is the other misconception. The bigger the diameter, the slower the hoop spins. This is great for new hoopers because it allows you to make a mistake and recover without dropping the hoop. You know, hula hooping is all about form, speed, and timing. Having the right form, moving the right way, at the right speed, and hitting or bumping or rocking into that hoop at the right time to assist it in continuing to spin around the waist. So many people come up to me and they say, you make it look so easy, which by the way, that is the other misconception. But they say you make it look so easy. Well, it's because I've perfected my form, my speed, and my timing. And that's the other reason new hoopers get so much more of a workout in the beginning, because they haven't perfected those things and they have to work so much harder to keep the hoop spinning. But as far as the misconceptions concerned, everybody, and it's true, thinks that, well, you know, nothing's 100%, but just about everybody thinks hula hooping is fun. But the misconception is that they don't know it's a workout. You know, just like I was saying, when I have a never hooper, somebody that was never able to hoop, and I give them the appropriate hoop, instantly I see a smile. But give it about 7 minutes and all of a sudden the look on their face changes. And that's when I know, they know this is a workout. And again, another benefit, it is the funnest, at least to me, workout that I have found. And like I said, you can make it your own. You play your own music, play it at a beat that you like, or watch the game, or whatever you want to do while you're hooping. Now, diameter, as I said, is really important. So if you're just starting, now I'm 5'4", and if I were just starting, probably a diameter of something like 37 to 42 inch diameter would work. If you're a man that's 6 foot or taller, you really need, most men need 42, 44, and up to 55 inches diameter. If you're a healthy size, curvy woman, a good hoop for you is probably going to be 46 inch diameter all the way up to 55 inch diameters. Now, keep in mind the diameter counts, but the tubing size is also important. This exercise hoop, the tubing thickness is about the size of like, a silver dollar, whereas the tubing size of this 100 PSI is more the size of a quarter. I don't know if you can tell in the video the difference. I can see it in person, but the 100 PSI is quarter size, and this is dollar size. Now, in addition to that, you have another PSI hoop. This is a 125 PSI. The tubing size on that one is the size of a dime. Now, maybe when I put it up, you can really tell kinda, I think, here against the exercise hoop. And then here's the 100 PSI. And here's the diameters of these. The 125 PSI that I just picked up, that's about a 35 inch diameter. So therefore, it's gonna be a faster spinner. So again, you typically want to start out with a larger diameter hoop in the beginning, and you want it to work you, but not to the point where it's working you too hard. As you improve your form, speed, and timing, you'll probably find that you'll seek out a diameter that's a little bit smaller, whether it's an inch or 4 inches. But in the beginning, somewhere, just broadly speaking, 37 to 55 inches would be where I'd start, and I'd probably start with a 100 PSI hoop. Now, why don't I recommend an exercise hoop? Well, I do if you want it. But with these PSI hoops, one of the great benefits is now you can start getting a total body workout. The exercise hoop starts at 2.5 pounds. A PSI like this 100, weighs maybe 1.5 pounds. This 125 is more like a half a pound. So you can take the hoop off the body, start engaging the arms, and again, another benefit of hula hooping. There's a hoop skill, a hoop trick to learn for practically every muscle in your body. It goes way beyond core. Hoop dancing is the combination of on-body hooping, which is waist, chest, legs, hips, and off-body hooping is when you start hooping and taking the hoop off your body, spinning it with your arms, possibly tossing it. Again, I just keep saying this, another benefit, when you engage those arms, now you're burning in excess of 400 calories per hour. So you define what you want to do with your workout with a hoop, but with the PSIs, if you want a total body workout, that's where I'd lean towards. And then again, if you want the bells and whistles, because you like to travel, you want to take your hoop, then you'll pay for them. These PSI hoops that I sell range from $50 all the way up to $75, depending on how much tape and things like that. But when you think about what you pay every month to belong to a fitness club, it makes hula hooping look pretty affordable, like I said. Now, for those who are on a budget, another type of hula hoop that you might consider that's also really good for beginners would be a PEX hoop. I like to call them my budget hoop, and they range from $30 up to $45, and that's for the largest size. I'll show you some now. The nice thing about a PEX is that they're almost a no-fail hoop, because these hoops are made literally every inch, 30, 31, 32, all the way up to that 55, so you can really customize the right size. they're a basic hoop. They don't have dual swivel connections. You can get them with grip tape or without grip tape, and I don't charge for grip tape on my PEX hoops. But I'll show you, and here's several. These are a variety of diameters. You can see how big they are. Look at this. I'm gonna put on a 55-inch just so you can see. But these 55 inches, 50, 52, 53, whatever, they're really great for, you know, tall guys, big guys, curvy women. They're just slow spinners, and I put them in my cruise ship category. You know, I have like 3 speeds of categories. I've got my cruise ships. Those are the no-fail hoops. Then I've got my speed boats. My speed boats, that 35-inch, 125 PSI I showed you a minute ago, right here. And then I've got a thrill seeker. Now, I'm not talking about the thrill seekers today, but I like to, in fact, I'll do a separate tutorial on that. I'll show you a thrill seeker. Hang on just a second. And that's these Poly Pros. These are fast, light. They weigh less than, or maybe a half a pound. But we'll go into that. And you know, while I'm off subject for a minute, let me just show you a Walmart hoop, just so you can get an idea. This is about 35 inches. And this is the Shoop hoop. Makes noise when it spins. Now, I can do this, but and I'm a strong hooper, well skilled, but it takes a lot of focus to do it because it's so light. Look how small that tubing size is compared to, for example, the 100 PS. See how thin that tubing size is? It's less than the size of a dime. Now, jumping back to PEX, let me spin this PEX so you can get an idea. Here we go. And you know, I've got another video. It's called The 3 Things You Need to Know in Order to Hula Hoop, because there's only 3 things you need to know. So look me up on YouTube. I also have a website, www.kchoopgirl.com, and I've got other tutorials. I've got a Facebook page, KC Hoop Girl, and I've got tutorials on that page too. But here's your 55-inch 125. Here we go. I'm gonna give it a nice flat throw. Chin's back, shoulders back, arms are up, and I'm rocking side to side. It's a nice slow spinner. Now let me just throw a 100 PSI on. You can see the speed difference. It's gonna spin a little faster, and it's 44-inch diameter. So we've got different tubing and we've got different diameter. Now let me just throw on the 125 PSI. And again, you can see the speed. Speed is a lot faster. Now, here's where people say, I don't look like I'm working out, because my timing is perfected where I'm just assisting that hoop, bumping into it each time it comes around to my side, to give it help and keep that momentum going. I think I've covered all the hoops, you know, that I would suggest you try if you're thinking about getting started on hula hooping. And like I said, you can certainly come to my class, test drive a boatload. I always bring new hoops to class too if anybody wants to buy them. My classes are 3 times a week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Wednesday and Thursday is late afternoon, 5:45 to 6:45 p.m. Wednesday is at the Brookside area of Kansas City at St. Andrew's Episcopal Church. Thursday, 5:45 to 6:45 is in Prairie Village at the Village Presbyterian Church. And then Saturdays, it's Saturday morning, 10 to 11 a.m., which isn't that a great time? It's not too early. 10 to 11 a.m. at Sylvester Powell Community Center. So at $10, drop in, hoops included, hoops, music, fun, and props. It's more like an event than a class. And hopefully you too will find the joy that I found hula hooping. You know, it changed my life. I lost 40 pounds. I toned up. and found joy. And since then, it's brought me so many friends and people in my life. And I hope maybe you'll come into my life as well. I'll be continuing to do tutorials, so look for me. I plan on setting some dates for some classes. And if you're looking for a performer, I love to hoop dance. I love to show off. I love making people happy and entertaining. And whether it's a birthday party, a wedding, an event, a fundraiser, a social club, member appreciation, I'm your Hooper girl. I also host corporate team building workshops. So if you want to put a positive spin on the environment in your office, build connections, then let me do a hula hoop workshop for your business. Okay, well, signing off, and I hope this was helpful, and I look forward to hooping with you. Talk to you later.